So that is a destruction of the asavas. And the Buddha said, if you destroy the asavas and attain arahanthood, that is the highest merit you can get. Now in the Anguttara Nikaya 8.36, the Buddha also talked about 3 ways to get blessings: dana, sila, bhavana. Dana is charity or generosity. Chinese we translate as pu shi, po si, po si. Sila is keeping precepts, moral conduct, not to harm other beings. Bhavana is development, which I will talk about tomorrow night. So this dana is helping whatever beings that need our help. Yeah. In Chinese we say Yao lui chut lui, yao lik chut lik, u lui chut lui, u lat chut lat. Do whatever we can. Doesn't mean you're a bit poor, you cannot do dana. When you are poor and you do dana, the merit might be more than somebody who's rich and does a bigger dana. Whatever is hard to do, if we do, is more meritorious. So that is dana. Sila is upholding the precepts. And in the Aryan Eightfold Path, the Sila component consists of right thoughts, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. If you look into these 4 components, there are 7 precepts. 3 is the body precept, 4 is the verbal precept. The body precept is not to kill, not to steal, not to engage in sexual misconduct. And the verbal one is not to lie or cheat people, not to carry tales to cause. If you hear A talking bad about B, if you tell B what A said, he caused the 2 of them to quarrel, to fight. So the precept is not to carry tales to cause people to quarrel and fight. The 3rd verbal precept is not to engage in coarse or vulgar speech. The 4th is not to engage in idle gossip, cakap banyak. So these are the 7 precepts that are called the Aryan precepts. So these 7 precepts are the most important. The Buddha added the liquor precept later. Originally, the Buddha did not make this liquor precept. That's only because a monk was given too much liquor to drink until he became intoxicated. So this dana and sila, we have to practice because it is the very basic qualities that we need to be humane, to be a human being. If you want to come back in your next life as a human being, at the least you must do these 2. So these 2 are considered worldly blessings. In the sutta, the Buddha said, if you do dana and sila very little, it is probable you come back in your next life as a human being, but no luck. No luck. You have a harder life. If you practice dana and sila to a medium degree, the Buddha said you will probably come back as a human being with a lot of luck. And then if you practice dana and sila to a high degree, the Buddha said you can expect to be reborn in the lower heavens. There are 6 heavens in the Kama Loka. Kama Loka is a sensual desire realm. You have male and female sensual desire. So there are 6 heavens there. You can be reborn there. So that's the result of practicing dana and sila. But the Buddha said if you don't practice at all dana and sila, you won't come back as a human being. You go into the woeful plains of rebirth. People who are selfish are likely to be reborn as a ghost. And then people who are violent, who harm others, are likely to be reborn as an animal or go to hell. So, dana and sila is very basic, meritorious deeds that we need to do. Tonight I won't talk about bhavana, development, because tomorrow only I'll talk about it. Now, in addition to these few suttas I mentioned, there are other suttas where the Buddha said can give us a lot of blessings. One popular sutta is the Mangala Sutta, discourse on the highest blessings. Chi Xiang Jing, we call it. In that sutta, one night, a deva came to see the Buddha in the monastery. And then, after paying respect to the Buddha, he asked the Buddha, he said, men and devas, we want blessings. How can we get the highest blessings? Then the Buddhas started to speak. If you are familiar with the Mangala Sutta, you know the chant goes like this. Asevana cha balanang pandita chan sevana puja cha pujaniyanang etam mangalam uttamang. Yeah. So the first one is not to associate with fools, to associate with wise people. In the Buddha's teachings, fools are those who don't know the Dhamma. If you don't know the Dhamma, you don't walk according to Dhamma. You don't conduct yourself according to Dhamma. So you don't keep the precepts. You are selfish, you are not generous, etc. And because of that, people who don't know the Dhamma, most of them will end up in the three woeful plains. So those are foolish people. If you associate with foolish people, you will also do like they do. Some people want to enjoy life all the time. They think they are born to enjoy life and they have a right to enjoy life. So they enjoy life, use up all the blessings. The more you enjoy life, the faster you use up your blessings, Blessings are not easy to come by, so don't enjoy too much. Because by the time when a person dies, you have to see how much blessings you have. We are born as a human being because we brought with us a certain amount of blessings. And by the time if you go off, when you are dying, if you have more blessings, you're a smart person. Good businessman. But if you go off at the time when you're dying, your blessings is less. Bankrupt business. So, in the Bible, Jesus gave a simile, a parable. Jesus said there was a rich man who wanted to go on a long journey. So, he called his servants and gave each of them a certain amount of money. 3 or 4 servants of his servants. He said he used the money well. Then he went on a long business trip. In those days, to do business, they take the caravan, they buy goods in one place, they take to another place to sell. And then there they buy some more goods and go another place to sell. So it might be months before he comes back. So after the long journey, he came back. He called the servants. He asked them how much money they have left. So one servant, he used up a lot of the money. And that man was not happy. The boss was not happy. He's a foolish man. Then another man, he dare not use the money. So happily, he returned to the boss the same amount of money. And the boss was also not happy with him. But another man came with a lot of money. And that man was happy. So what does this mean? It means we come into a life with a certain amount of blessings. When we leave, if we leave with less blessings than when we came, we did not live a fruitful life. But if you, on your deathbed, you have a lot of blessings, and you are a smart person. So, this is the parable. So, we need to choose our friends. The Buddha said, associate with wise people, those who practice the spiritual path. Then you will follow their ways. Then another one, the Buddha said, venerate those who are worthy of veneration. Some people are very proud. They look down on people. They look down on old people. Old people are worthy of veneration. Monks and nuns are worthy of veneration, provided they keep the sila. And then living in a suitable place. Living in a suitable place is like living in a place where there is the Sangha, where you can practice the Dhamma, where you can hear the Dhamma, where you can keep the 8 precepts, etc. Where you can make offerings to the Sangha. If you go to a place where there is no Dhamma, it's not a suitable place. And then to have done merit in the past, that is also, if you have blessings from the past life, then your life now will be very smooth. Not much karmic obstructions. And then with oneself rightly guided. Rightly guided by what? Rightly guided by the Dhamma. So it's very important to listen to the suttas every day. We listen to the suttas every day. We remember how to live our life according to the Dhamma. This is like somebody who wants to be a Kung Fu fighter, but he trains only once a week or once in 2 weeks. When the robber comes into the house, he gets all excited, don't know how to use his Kung Fu. But if he trains every day, then when the robber comes, he knows how to use his Kung Fu. So the same way, we have to learn the Dhamma every day. And then another one is Bahu Sutta, Bahu Satcha. This is Tuo Wen in Mandarin. It's much learning. Much learning means much knowledge of the Dhamma. The Dhamma in the Buddha's discourses is said to be the suttas. Suttas is the real Dhamma, because in one sutta, Anguttara Nikaya 4.180, the Buddha said, if any monk claims that the Buddha taught like this, taught like that, the Buddha said, I don't accept and don't reject. Compare it with the suttas and the Vinaya. Only if it agrees with the suttas and the Vinaya, you can take it to be the Buddha's words. And then, well trained in the Vinaya. That means you know the precepts well and how to practice the precepts. Another one is pleasant speech. Pleasant speech also will give you much blessings. If you know how to speak well, there are some people, their mouth is very poisonous. You say anything to them, they want to bite you back. So nobody likes such a person. If you work in the corporate world, you'll never get promoted if you have a foul mouth. Last time when I was in the university, I had a friend. He was a live wire in the class. Every day you crack jokes and everybody will laugh. He's very intelligent and very friendly. So he rose to be the CEO of Exxon for the whole of Southeast Asia. You see? Because his personality is so nice, get promoted over everybody else. And then support of parents. Parents, the Buddha said we owe a lot to our parents. When we were young, we don't realize how much they loved us until you have your own children. When you have your own children, then you realize how much you love your own children. Then you may think, when I was young, my parents also must have loved me so much. So people who are not filial to their parents, after their parents pass away, they will feel deep remorse, deep regret. By that time, it's too late to do anything. That's why some people, because of remorse, they get depression. Nowadays, a lot of people have depression because they don't have enough blessings and they have done wrong. And then another one, ways of work without conflict. Cari makan without harming others, then you won't have conflict. Then generosity, conduct according to Dhamma. Every day you conduct yourself according to Dhamma. Abstain from evil, that means keeping the precepts. Respectfulness. Hui Guangzi always say what? Chun Jing, respect. There are certain qualities that are very important. Respecting those that are worthy of respect. Then humility is another one. If you're humble, everybody will like you. There's some people very arrogant. Sometimes they get a bit rich, then become very arrogant. That's no good. If you're arrogant, you find there'll be a lot of obstructions in your life. Then gratitude. Gratitude is another one that's very important. Whoever has been helpful to us, we must be grateful, must be remembered. And then contentment. A lot of people are not content, so they have a very disturbed mind. Too much ambition, too big ambition. But if you are contented, means you still strive in life, but what you get, you are satisfied with it. And then patience. Patience also is very important. Another word for patience is forbearance. Whatever happens to us, we have to bear it. Sometimes people come and complain to me. I'm so good to my friends in the office, and yet they backbite me. They say nasty words to me. I say, you must think in this way. The Buddha said, Karma vipaka, yet go, governs our life. So, if you have been good to people and people are still nasty to you, you look at it this way, probably in your past life, you have been nasty to people, so now you have to bear the consequence. If you look at it this way, you won't be so upset. There's a story in the Deri Gatha about a nun, very beautiful young girl, and many men wanted to marry her. In India, you want to marry a girl, you must give dowry, to the parents. So a lot of people offered a lot of money to the parents, and the parents married her to one very rich man's son. So after getting married, she went to stay with the husband's family, and she served the husband and the in-laws very well. She wake up very early, last to go to sleep, did everything she could for the husband. But after a few weeks, the husband couldn't stand her and told the parents, he said, I can't stand this, forgot the name. He said, either she has to leave or I'll walk out of the house. Then the parents said, why, son? She serves you like a god. She's so good to you and so good to us. Why do you want her to leave? He said, I just can't stand her. Just can't stand her. So the parents, even though tried to persuade the young man, could not persuade the young man. So with a heavy heart, they brought this girl back to her house and told the girl's parents, we are very, very sorry. Your daughter is so good, and yet I don't know why our son cannot accept her. So she was heartbroken, went home. And when the news came about that she has gone home, other men also wanted her, offered a lot of dowry for her. Again, the parents married her off to a second man. Same thing happened. I'm not sure, maybe the third one also the same thing happened. Until she went home, she decided, I'm going to commit suicide. Then one day a nun came to the house on Pindapata, arms round. And then she talked to the nun. And then told, before that a monk came, ascetic. Then because she wanted to commit suicide, the parents didn't want her to commit suicide. So the parents asked the ascetic to marry her. He said, we'll give our daughter to you, no need dowry. So he saw the girl so beautiful, he took off his robe and married her, stayed in the house. After a few weeks also, the same thing happened. Took back his robes and walked away. So the girl was really heartbroken. Then after that, a nun came on arms round. So she asked the nun to accept her as a disciple. She said, otherwise she's going to commit suicide. So the nun accepted her. So she renounced, became a nun, became a bhikkhuni. And because of the sorrow in her, she practiced very hard. Practiced so hard until she became an arahant. After she became an arahant, one day she was sitting with her friend, another nun, having their meal. So they were having a bit of a simbang a bit. So the other nun asked her, you are so young and so beautiful. Why did you become a nun? And then after she became arahant, she looked into her past life and then she realized what happened. Then she told the nun what happened to her in this life. And then she said she looked into her past. Then she found long time ago she was a man. And in that life, he committed adultery with other people's wives quite often. As a result, he went to hell. Then after that, came back, was reborn as an animal many times. And in those many times when he was born as an animal, he was castrated many times. In those days, castration very painful, So after that, eventually was reborn as a human being again, a girl, born into a village girl. So one day, the bandits came, attacked the village. Then they stole things, and then they carried off this young girl. And then the robber's son took a liking to this girl. Actually, he already got wives. In those days, they can have many wives as they want. So he already had, I don't know how many wives. Then he took this girl to be another wife. And this girl became very jealous of the other wives. So said a lot of nasty things about the first wife. Poisoned people's minds about the first wife. Then after that life, she was reborn as this nun, this girl, because of making people hate the other lady, the first wife. That's why in this life, for no good reason, every time she get married, the men hate her. So you see, this karma vipaka follows us life after life sometimes. So that's why certain things we think it's not logical. We are so nice to people, but people not nice to us. A lot to do with the past life. So we have to accept. So this is patience or forbearance. And then meekness. In the Bible it is said, blessed are the meek, for they shall enter the kingdom of God, or something like that. Being meek is not being fierce, not being ngạo chinh, gu khẽ. So being a gentle person, si man, su bun. And then another way to get high blessings is discussion of Dhamma. When we learn Dhamma, it's good if you are not sure to discuss with people who know a bit. And then effort in the spiritual path, practicing the spiritual path, which is the Aryan Eightfold Path, is also the path of Sila, Samadhi and Panya, moral conduct, concentration and wisdom. Then there's another sutta called the Parabhava Sutta, which talks about the downfall of a person. And then the Buddha was asked what causes a person's downfall. The Buddha said, if a person has no liking for the Dhamma, that will cause his downfall. And there are some people, you ask them to come and hear the Dhamma, they don't want. One day, when they're reborn in the woeful plains, and they will regret. The other one is being lazy. The Buddha said, there's one thing that benefits this life and the future life, diligence. You put forth effort, you can get what you want, this life or the next life. And then another cause for downfall is to neglect your family duties. Everyone have family duties. Sometimes small, sometimes great. We have to repay. And then being selfish is another cause for downfall. Being arrogant and look down on others is another cause for downfall.